All right, hello. This is Alexander Wales. Doing more Exclusions doc today. Uh, we're doing the demons one. Or not we're doing constriction magic, which I decided is demonic magic that, because of its proximity in number to the ice magic, it just in theory comes right after, which means Apocalypse Demon Arc. Or we're gonna put it here, prelude to Pock Demon. Okay. Uh, what's cool or interesting about this question? I always try to ask myself, so that I can make these as not boring as possible. Um, what's cool is the okay. So it let me write out some stuff here before I get started. I usually do try to reserve 5 to 10 minutes to just talk. um, we go. Binding goes both ways. Okay, bind to a demon. Binding goes both ways. A bound demon can bind with a demon in a lower hell. And this is demons, not devils. Demons are the strong ones. Devils are the manipulators. Chains of power. So originally I had said graph in the Discord. I was talking about this. A graph of demons would, this is actually more of a tree, I guess. All chains stay in place. Longer chains result in and yeah, I'm not doing the blockchain thing. Uh, I want a better word than ultimate. Okay, I think that's fine. I just gotta mute Discord real quick. Mute for, let's say, 3 hours, because I'm definitely not gonna be at this for 3 hours. Okay, do my hand exercise real quick. Ooh. We're doing Demon Chains. Whole thing should be right here. I just gotta check my timeline real quick. I might just be doing one today. It's supposed to be just like crazily hot. It's like 86 Fahrenheit, which is not crazy hot, but it will be like one of the hottest days of August for me in my neck of the woods. I don't know what that is in Celsius, but then it's going to be down to 60 on Saturday. So I will just try to do more writing when it's not roasting out. Okay, so this is one of the things I think is cool, is that because we've got multiple hells, we can have those interact with them, and this is a thing that would not work in a setting that does not have or would work differently in a setting which did not have gradually descending worse and worse hells. We say highest hell. This is, I think, one of the things I'm kind of bad at in terms of consistency is that I will come up with a word for something, and then I will just like use it once and then never again. That's a super bad habit. It makes the world feel less real. Can be caught on the edit if I'm careful enough. I recently edited book 1, which is the first 200,000 words of This Used to Be About Dungeons, and just made a note of all the stuff that now becomes early installment weirdness because I never came back to it. And so I'm editing a bunch of stuff into later books that to make them line up with the beginning a little bit more. Not the practice, the effect. All right, just double checking. Do I like this? Yeah, sure. I know that's not a roaring endorsement, but okay. I don't like complete control. It's too similar to possession. Move the sentence up. I gotta see where Williams net is. So I might need to alter this slightly. Is it up? I need a I need a selector. That's what I need. I feel like I do this. Oh, yep, right there. We are gonna say this is like late because of its distance from the center. This is a late a late addition to Therian Chronicles. I got a message, which is probably not important. Flower that bloomed nowhere. Which I am like 4D chapters behind on. Okay. It's probably misspelled. Limousin. Okay, all that is history. Features. It's non-anima, but not devils. So it's, in theory, better in that sense. A gentle hand on the shoulder of a companion. Is magic amplified? Yes. Okay, I'm gonna be done with this one. I think that's fine. Let's see, that's 40 minutes for 800 words. That's pretty good. That's a rate of 1,200 an hour. We will say Williams net is done enough. I like I like tying it in with Uther. I like that it's got its own little knot. It's not Apocalypse Demon, it's like Prelude to the Apocalypse Demon. I like that. So there's stuff I like there, and we're going to just move on. What are my stats? Oh my god, I only have 5 left. 5 left because I said a lot of them I'm not doing. How many of this is not doing? Carolism is a no for me. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. 11 not doing. Oh, I think I have this here. 12 not doing. Oh, because Fell Seed's up there, yeah. Okay, Smoke Magic. I'm just gonna move on. Yeah, magic would be amplified only if that's sufficiently cool. I would need to think about it. I'm not going to include it in the thing, but what's the coolest thing that you can do with amplification? Like what's the most dangerous thing you can do with an amplification of magic? Like, not. I guess it depends on what the magic is, but that's asking for trouble, in my opinion, to include a bunch of stuff like that. To just be like, hey, it's multi-magic, more multi-magic, as much multi-magic as you can handle. Turns out I can't handle that much multi-magic. Okay, I'm just taking a brief break. Gold magic. Yeah. I mostly just need it to be interesting. So I'm just gonna like sip some coffee here and think about smoke magic for a sec. A lot of writing is very boring because you're just sitting there trying to trying to think about things. I'm going to be done with my break in just a sec. I'm going to leave it ambiguous in the text. Okay, Smoke Magic. Smoke Magic 2. Big farms, rare herbs. Called Stokers. I think this is the only mention of smoke magic. Okay, so we know that this is late Second Empire. Because Raven talks about it. we know it's at least late Second Empire. I'll put this one at like 356, so post-imperial. Okay, and does it have a name? I don't know that it does. It would definitely not be on here, because I think Smez might be used already. Semblance, yeah. I think this will be minor, because I don't think we have enough of those. I really do need to just spend some time going and making sure that all the information which is in this document is also in the spreadsheet. I think would be very helpful for me. Should technically be gaseous. No. Have I used G-Easy? Yes. Glacial. G-A-Easy would be gaze, which I don't need to do. G-S-Easy. Which is Gatesmith. Stupid namespace. Okay. It's actually one I used really recently. Actually, I think I might have used XEZ Xylem. Yeah. QEZ? Sorry, this should not take this long. I should be able to just, like, have a column in the exclusions doc that gives the code. And then just, like, sort the sheet and find out what I haven't used. I did not plan ahead, though. Okay, that. Try to get 2 done today, because I can have only... Oh, I thought I got 1 done. I thought I just crossed 1 off the list. Is that not true? Okay. Not herbs and spices. Herbs and... I think it says here. I think it just says rare herbs. We do not capitalize. Stupid style guide. It would be great to to have just like an automated style guide that could fix those things. I'm sure that exists. I'm not 100% sure it exists, but if it doesn't exist, it should. And it would probably be pretty complicated to include. Someone just pinged me on Discord. Okay, not important. I always check because sometimes it's my agent, or sometimes it's something blowing up. This is particulates. We're just going to say from other Okay, so there are 3,000 coffee shops. Population of New York City is 8 million, so there's one coffee shop per 2,000 people, which means I would figure 5 to 10 baristas. Maybe that's a lot. I guess you would want at least two baristas on a shift. You would want at least 2 shifts in a day. You would want to cover overtime. Yeah, 5 to 10 is probably right. So let's say 7. Which would mean sorry, this is just for the sake of estimation. Really, probably could not do without it. But you know what? So one in every 350 people is a barista in New York City. I don't know if that seems low or high. Here, let's try. I spelled that wrong. No. How many? I don't want to know salary. How many baristas? Thank you for the link. This is cafe workers. Is that the same thing? How does no, this can't be right. This can't be right because if there's 3,000 coffee shops in New York City alone, I don't trust that number. Oh, okay. This is the same site. This is just explicitly barista, so cafe worker must be different. Okay, so what? So this is close to being 1 in 300. This is all just for the single line. Figure population of. Here, I'm just getting my calculator out. This is, let's say, total population of 7 billion. Oops, that's million. Divided by 350. Yeah, this is literally all that work just for a number I absolutely could have made up. I mean, which I am making up, but which did not need to have any kind of mathematical backing. Now, this is what separates me from other fantasy authors, at least to some extent. But I sometimes do stuff like that, and I'm like, did I really spend all this time on that? Okay. I need to see if smoke magic is mentioned here. It is not. It would make sense. Okay, no, it can't be part of an Athenaeum. Athenium, however you say that. Uh, because if it were, that would stifle its ability to produce. So I'm slightly distracted today. But I'm going to be done streaming soon, because I'm going to be finished with this. Yeah. I think the magic does need to be very easy. The magic needs to largely be about the herbs, but then, additional sensory. I want this list to be longer, but I don't know exactly what's going to go on it. More esoteric stuff. Let's go smell, radiation. Ethereal plane. Sure. I think there's a lot of interesting stuff that is going to get glossed over a little bit here. Here. I can feel myself getting burnt on this a little bit. Whatever, we'll do two, and then we'll be done. No, I'll go read my prompt again. Forged ahead. Forged on ahead. Okay. When what was perceived Ooh, okay. I'm tempted to poach the City of Smoke from my magical cities um, setting, but I'm actually writing a novel in that setting, and I don't want to poach too much from it. No, I'm not gonna. I'm not. I want to write the actual novel. But the idea is that there's like a whole bunch of cities. Each city has a magical theme. We start in the city of flowers. We sail to the city of like clay, and there's like a bunch of clay magic there, and have some adventures or whatever, and then keep sailing. And we kind of like do this tour of the cities. I did this for a D&D campaign. It was a lot of fun. I liked it a lot. It was very chill, low stakes, slice of life. Um, I think in a novel form it would be higher stakes because I don't know. I feel like slice of life fantasy is going to be oversaturated in like a year because there's a slice of life novel called Legends and Lattes that did really really well, and I feel like it's going to have a bunch of copycats, of which This Used to Be About Dungeons is not, but um, might be riding that wave. I think that's why I got a good publishing deal. You've never heard of Legends and Lattes? Legends and Lattes is here. High fantasy, low stakes. No, this is like one of the most popular. I mean, okay, maybe not the most popular, but it is very popular. 7,000 reviews. I have not read it, but this came out very recently and was very widely successful. Sold by Macmillan, which is one of the big five. So, sorry, I'm not going to look at this too much, but I was trying to get some more bestsellers ranks, but I guess it's not like super good. But this is the one that people always mention if people are like, I want something low stakes and I want something just like cozy. People mention Legends and Lattes a lot, but there's more of that stuff coming in the next year or so, and I worry that if I finish Dungeons and I write a novel that's another slice of life, I don't know, it's going to be a lot different than Dungeons, but if I write something that's also like low stakes fantasy, high fantasy, it'll just be timed wrong to the market. You can't really time the market, especially with writing, where things just take, you know, took me a year to write Dungeons to this point, a year and a month. But like, if it takes me a year, I guess if it takes me a year to write 600,000 words, that means I could put out 3 200,000 word books per year if I can just shuttle them off to someone for editing and publishing and stuff, which is pretty fast. Anyway, I don't think I'm poaching the City of Smoke, but the conceit for the City of Smoke is that there are giant smokestacks that are spewing smoke, and it is like there's a smoke that makes it so you don't have to eat. So it's that like spews out of the smokestacks 3 times a day, and there's a smoke that makes it so you don't need to, or so that you have a restful sleep, and that comes out like right at the same time every night, and so people live their regimented lives where they have their this like set schedule of smokes that each has a magical effect that is sort of grim and dirty and dystopian in a utopian high fantasy way, I guess. Wandering In is also I've never. Okay, no, that's not true. I've read, I think, book 1 of Wandering In. It was not for me. But Wandering In does get mentioned a lot as a relatively low stakes thing. I don't know if that's still true in the current like set of books, but yeah, that it is my feeling that there is a desire for like cozy pastoral um, slice of life, low fantasy, or not? Sorry, high fantasy, low stakes. That's a thing a lot of people want right now. 'Cause it's a thing they're not getting in their actual lives. It's like a comfy escapism instead of a power fantasy escapism. Um, but that's in my opinion going to be a publishing trend. For like a minor trend for the next year. I don't think there will be a breakout hit any more than Legends and Lattes is. But I guess you never know. Ideally, it'll be This Used to Be About Dungeons. That'll be the book where people are like, yes. But I don't think it is. Okay, so if I'm not stealing the City of Smoke, and yeah, this one's just not on the map. Because it's unknown? Or put this in Fricus? Yeah. So I do think that there is a like a millennial fantasy that's much sort of different than what's come before. There's actually I'm going to point you to this real quick. Nope. I'm going to. Hopefully there's nothing here that. I wrote this Ward fanfic when I was like really into Ward before I dropped it. It's called This. It's Not the End of the World. This, I guess, chapter 1 of that was which I will post a link to, but it's kind of discussing that, which was published when 2018. So I would have been like a year, almost a year into Worth the Candle at that point. But this in here is like this idea about pastoral fantasy. There's like some stuff about like what the modern fantasy is in the wake of the events of Worm. And I never finished. I had plans for that one. I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna like go to like 30 chapters of this and like have a complete story. And then I dropped Ward. The reason I dropped Ward is not, I think, because of anything Ward did. It's because it changed its update time. It used to be 11. It used to be like 11 p.m. my time. Or like midnight my time, which gave me enough time to like read the chapter right when it came out and then like discuss it on the Discord and stuff like that. And I liked the community aspects of that. And then the chapters kept getting later and later in the day, or later and later in the night. And so it was like 1 a.m. or it was like 2 a.m., which is when I really should be asleep. It kept getting pushed, and then eventually I was not able to read them before I went to bed. And so I would wake up in the morning and all the discussion had already happened, and like people had moved on to other stuff, and I was just like, oh man, that's like my favorite part. And it became a lot easier to not read the chapters then, especially if I was like reading them in the morning instead of at night, because I really don't want to do my reading in the morning. And that's why I dropped Ward. And then I just never went back to it. Which I think was a good lesson for me in terms of like community and stuff like that. That's one of the reasons I try to update at the same time, roughly, every day. That's because I know people like to make chapters a part of their schedule. They like to have like that regularity because it helps with community and stuff. It's usually like the same people talking. It's so I try to always put Dungeons chapters out around 11 a.m. my time, somewhere between 10 a.m. and 11 a.m. my time. I don't try to peg it that much, but I try not to have them be like an hour late because that screws with the schedule. And screws with like expectations and stuff like that. And I definitely try not to miss chapters. I think I've missed one chapter in the year that I've been posting, and that was because I was just sick. It's possible I've missed more, and then I have changed the schedule a few times. All right, why am I still pausing on this? Sorry, it's because I like the City of Smoke idea. We're gonna do... Okay, I am gonna steal it a little bit. I think Maddie's mentioned as being a smoker. Yeah, let me... the parallel is there. Okay, maybe Maddie isn't a smoker? Why? Oh, it's right there. Okay. So... Maddie smokes cigarettes, yeah. This is in the chapter Maddie, I'm pretty sure. I am pretty sure that's an intentional parallel. But I don't really know for sure. I mean, I could link it in with perceptual realm and stuff like that. I think... Oh, sorry. I don't think I ever responded to the thing about illusion magic. Um, I think that the interaction between the two is really cool. I'm not gonna include it though. I think that if you say it's like, oh, hallucinations, like you just amp up perceptions, and then when you like overload perception, that like your perception is so strong that it becomes reality, and then like you have like hallucinations that work in with that, and stuff. Then adding illusion magic to that, so someone is like hyper perceiving and like doing this perception overload, where you're like such a there's a little bit of quantum physics, not an actual quantum physics, pop sci quantum physics of like observing changing reality. I don't know if that's clear in here. I don't know if it needs to be. I don't think it does, but and we do call this one minor. Sensory. Proct. Okay. I'm going to be done with this one. I think that's fine. I think that's fine. I think that's interesting. I think it shares something with one. I can't remember which one. 800 words is right in the sweet spot. We got in, we got out, and we're done. It's left as an exercise to the reader, like why people would live there. But I think that's one of the reasons is that you do get like benefits. Like there are potential ways in which you can attempt to live your best life. It in theory it could go in the features part. I don't think I'm gonna do that though. Alright, let's get a final word count. 1,600 over an hour. Let's call it an hour and a half. Be generous to me. And then we need to grab two more. We call this one... Quixotic, and then it is 356. Okay. Got four more left. Two of them story. Gates. Gates I think I'm just not doing. I looked at that and I was like, oh, I should do that one. And now I'm like, why would I? Like, what's interesting about these? The other side is barely in the story. It's not. It's like mostly a thing that Uther had an adventure on the other side and then came back. The actual zone is boring. The other side is less boring, but still somewhat boring. And I don't like to bore myself. And I certainly don't like to bore readers. sort A to Z. So then, if I'm not doing gates, because of the boring factor, it's Parsemont, Cadian, or Jurisdiction. I don't want to do any of these. No stream tomorrow. No stream tomorrow because okay, Parsemont. Okay, because my son is going to first grade and next week, and so we've been trying to I managed to be able to have 4 of the 5 days this week be working days, but I need to just like take a day off and watch him and make sure that he's got stuff to do. I can't just sit him in front of the TV. And then so we're gonna like make a day of it. We're gonna go to the Maritime Museum. We're going to, I think, maybe see a movie. We're gonna go to the beach. Stuff like that. But I'm not working tomorrow, so yeah, first grade. We'll see how it is. And then I will be streaming Saturday. I hope. Unless something terrible happens, I will be streaming Saturday. Like, pretty mild in the terms of how terrible things are, but okay. I am relatively happy with some of these. There's some stuff to add. These are definitely first pass done. I think got out of here relatively soon for 2. Parsemont. I'm gonna make some notes for myself real quick. Perfidy and what's the other one called? It's called no. I used to know the name. Not Broadcast Towers. Absith Abendon. I swear these towers had names. Tower of... Here. Find Tower of... Probity. Probity and Perfidy. I will try to reread that section. Okay, I'm pretty sure it's Perfidy. Okay, that's some notes for next time. Here, I'm gonna check and see if this actually is in here. Because this is where I stole this from. but I will need to reread that. Okay, that is the stream for today. And in theory, there's like 2 or 3 streams left, then everything will be first pass done. I'm going to go look at these ones that I'm not doing and see if I actually do want to do one of them. And then I'm going to do more image creation. I've got like 4 days left on Midjourney, my month of Midjourney, which has improved so much in that month because it's like backed by Stable Diffusion, but it's, in my opinion, better than Stable Diffusion because they like fine-tuned it, or they did some junk, some style stuff. I don't know what they did, but it's in my opinion much better results than Stable Diffusion gives. And I did like regen some of the stuff. I am okay. So glossary, primer on ARB. Special thanks to Bacon Time and some others. I've been trying to keep a list of people who've submitted images at the very least. We'll probably go check people who've commented the most on the stream and look for names there and stuff, and just add some special thanks there because I do appreciate the input and the discussion. I think helps make these better than they would be. And then I got to write the preface. So all that is definitely going to be accomplishable before my trip to Oxford, which is on the 14th. All right. Thanks for joining me. That is actually the end of the stream. I know I said it was the end of the stream like 3 times, but that's the actual end. So thanks. Goodbye. See you on Saturday.